Hi, everyone.
Hello. We're on page 78 of the Proclaimer's book. Which organization, Jehovah's or Satan's? And we might remark that, yes, this 1925 New Light is the turning point of Watchtower history. Birth of a Nation, or Birth of the Nation, was the title of a dramatic article appearing in the March 1, 1925 issue of the Watchtower. It presented an enlightened understanding of Revelation chapter 12 that some found difficult to accept. The symbolic characters mentioned in this chapter of Revelation were identified as follows: the woman that gives birth as God's heavenly organization, the dragon as the devil's organization, and the man-child as the new kingdom or new government. On the basis of this, something was clearly explained for the first time. There are two distinct and opposing organizations, Jehovah's and Satan's. And following the war in heaven, Satan and his demon supporters were cast out of heaven and hurled down to the earth.
We sat down and studied it all night until I could understand it very well, wrote Earl E. Newell, who later served as a traveling representative of the Watchtower Society. We went to an assembly in Portland, Oregon, and there we found the friends all upset, and some of them were ready to discard the Watchtower because of this article. Why was this explanation of Revelation chapter 12 so difficult for some to accept? For one thing, it was a striking departure from what had been published in the Finnish Mystery, which was largely a posthumous compilation of Pastor Russell's or Brother Russell's writings. Walter J. Thorne, who served as a traveling pilgrim, explained, the article on the birth of the nation was difficult to take hold of because of a previous interpretation by dear Brother Russell, which we believe to be the final word on Revelation. Little wonder, then, that some stumbled over the explanation. Unquestionably, can you say that?
Unquestionably?
Right. This interpretation may prove a sifting medium, noted J.A. Bonnet, another pilgrim. But the really earnest and sincere ones of the faith will stand firm and rejoice.
Indeed, the really earnest and sincere ones did rejoice over the new explanation. It was now so clear to them. Everyone belongs either to Jehovah's organization or to Satan's. Remember, the article Birth of the Nation explained, it will be our privilege to valiantly fight for the cause of our King by proclaiming his message, which he has given to us to proclaim. As the 1920s and then the 1930s progressed, more flashes of Bible understanding followed. Worldly celebrations and holidays such as Christmas were put away. Other practices and beliefs were also discarded when it was seen that they had God-dishonoring roots. More than abandoning wrong practices and beliefs, though, the Bible students continued to look to Jehovah for progressive revelations of truth. Makes you wanna... What's wrong? Well, what's completely missing here is, well, I wouldn't say maybe completely is not quite right, because they're hinting at least that the resistance was because some were clinging to Russell's belief. But what was Russell's belief about organization?
And at that time, he was the FDS. He was the faithful and discreet slave, so no wonder they're sticking to him.
The book that you're saying was being discarded at this point, at least partly, in this organization idea, is the Finnish Mystery. Even the title of the Finnish Mystery tells you what part of the problem.
Finished.
You're saying it's over. We've got the right explanation because the faithful and discreet slave gave it to us.
Yeah.
And he is still officially that in 1925.
Right.
For 2 more years.
So they claim this new thing that they're putting out about the two organizations, which continued till I was a witness. There's 2 organizations, God's and the devil's. We've been teaching that forever. It seemed like forever, but not. It wasn't
Not
forever. So this, they say, is clearly explained for the first time.
It's a flat contradiction of Russell's conviction and publicly stated conviction that, well, beware of organization, he put it.
Yeah, God doesn't want organization, is what the way he would put it.
He said it was Babylonish. It was the problem of Christendom to go for big organization. And now Rutherford is saying, no, there are only two organizations and we've made the right one.
Yeah. So, this kind of trying to make it sound as if the ones that are sticking to what did it say? They believed to be the final word on Revelation. Well, that betrays a problem already. You're giving Russell the final word. Not the Bible or God or Jesus. You're giving Russell the final word and saying it's from God and Jesus. And Rutherford does the same thing.
It says in that last paragraph that we read, the Bible students continue to look to Jehovah for progressive level revelations of truth. This is Rutherford's conceit. This is his concept.
This isn't looking to Jehovah. It's looking to Rutherford. Before you looked to Russell. So you're at the mercy of men. Whoever you say is the head or the FDS at the given time.
And there's even a bigger problem than choosing between Russell and Rutherford, namely that is the concept of God's organization even in the Bible?
No.
Is the word organization even in the Bible?
No.
And that's your very big problem, that you don't know. You really don't know if some of these ideas that you spout all the time, some of these phrases that you use all the time, are not in the Bible at all.
Yeah.
And this is their basic teaching now. And it has been. That's why I said at the beginning, this is the turning point. 98 years ago, this month, March 1925, the announcement that there's only two organizations and you have to be in ours.
Yeah, and then there's a judgment of character in the two paragraphs where it says, but the really earnest and sincere ones of the faith will stand firm and rejoice. And then it opens again. Indeed, the really earnest and sincere ones did. They accepted this new explanation, which was contradictory to the previous one.
Yeah.
And yet, they're the ones that have the good character, according to this way of looking at it.
Yes, they even repeat the phrase in the next paragraph, don't they? Indeed, the really earnest and sincere ones did rejoice over the new explanation.
Yeah. So anyone who disagreed was viewed as having bad character.
So new light is always better than old light, according to this way of looking at 2,000 years of Christian history, isn't it?
They also claim that they are valiant. It says, to valiantly fight for the cause of our king by proclaiming his message. Well, who's your king? I would have to say it's J.F. Rutherford. It's not Christ that's told you this new message.
Even the text you continually lean on for this understanding of how God works and bringing new light, what do they call it here? Flashes?
Yeah.
Flashes of
Bible understanding. Mm-hmm.
This idea is so contradictory, even to the sense of Proverbs 4:18. Not that I'm saying it's legitimate to use Proverbs 4:18, but does it not say that the light is getting lighter and lighter?
Yeah, not turning on and off.
This is not clarification of Russell's light. This is contradiction of Russell's light. And that pattern holds throughout Watchtower history. Sometimes triple flips, going back to Russell's light. And one of them is Romans 13 that you've made a video about before.
Yeah.
This is not progressive revelations of truth. This is just flicking the light switch on and off arbitrarily.
Yeah.
Our link, there's a very obvious link here. David Reed we used him in a recent video where he talks about that phrase in Russell, in the Watchtower in the 1880s and 90s, beware of organization. Mm-hmm. It's wholly unnecessary. Wholly unnecessary.
Now it's absolutely necessary. It's necessary for your salvation.
For your salvation. And God can't do without it. Yeah. It's his organization.
Yeah.
So David Reed comments on this, and we'll link that video, Beware of Organization, and also the playlist, Have Jehovah's Witnesses Ever Been God's Organization?
Okay.
See you soon.